How do you trade away Jamar Chase if you've got him? What do you do? How do you trade for or away Derrick Henry? Maybe you want to trade for Jamar Chase. Maybe you want to trade for Derrick Henry. Maybe you want to trade away both of them. We're breaking down what you do, when you do it, how you do it. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Let's start off with Jamar Chase. What do you do if you own him? Do you trade this man away if you have him? The answer is yes. The answer is you've got to do whatever you've got to do to win games. And the answer is if you've got Jamar Chase, you're looking at a 1-3 record. You're maybe, if you're lucky, somehow, some way 2-2. And if you're better than that with Jamar Chase, you might as well hold him. But I'm still going to, in crafty fashion, trade him away. How do you get rid of him? Well, there's one preferred way, and that's to upgrade him. And you might say, Smitty, how do I upgrade Jamar Chase? Nobody wants him. How can I get him upgraded? Are you out of your mind? This is an easy one. It's not easy to pull off, but it's an easy concept. It's Jamar Chase plus something in order to get one player. So this is your traditional 2-for-1 player. So this means you picked up Woody Marks because you were astute enough to know that your boy Smitty all offseason told you about Woody Marks, and you've got Woody Marks now to trade to said individual. Or let's say you have a, let's call it a running back like Scattaboo, who we love. So Scattaboo and Jamar Chase now gets you into a slightly safer player than Jamar Chase. It is worth the risk to throw in a player you're maybe rotationally using as your flex player anyway. Or let's say it's Jordan Mason. One of these types of players is a fantastic additive accoutrement to the situation. Maybe it's another player that's a little bit higher in value. Let's call this player Monty, who has some very solid value. And you're able to use that. And maybe you get something small in return, but I'm still making this trade to make this a more secure JJ or St. Brown or whatever. Now, JJ's got his own question marks, and his owner's not just sitting there going, oh, he's so safe just because he had 100 yards. No, his owner's going, I don't know what to make of JJ. I don't know if they're really, truly going to feed him consistently. I worry about this situation. What happens if McCarthy comes back? A lot of owners of a player, they have this fear that other owners don't fear because they have the player. They're thinking about all these different angles. And right now, Igbuka owners are coming to me in droves saying, what happens when Evans comes, instead of just enjoying the show and enjoying the product? It's crazy to me. JJ, I get nothing but, well, what happens when McCarthy comes back? Now that Addison's there, Addison looks like he's going to take away from that. The volume's not going to be enough. What do I do, Smitty? And I understand that. I get it, but that's why, because I understand it, because I test the temperature of this thing, I know that you can get JJ doing a move like this. And of course, you could throw other players in the mix here, but upgrading is easier than trying to just say, hey, I'll trade you Jamar Chase for your JJ, which isn't going to happen. But even if we take it down a notch and we say JSN, guess what the JSN owner is probably going to say? No, because the onus is all on Jamar Chase. All of the pressure is on Jamar Chase. The spotlight is on Jamar Chase. The critiquing, what is wrong with the situation? The person that's receiving Jamar Chase can't have the entire onus be on Jamar Chase. So they go, I don't like the way this feels. But if you use psychology in fantasy football and your boy got a psych degree for a reason, for these moments right here and right now, your boy has trained for this his entire career, a career of making your enemies wish they'd never crossed your path. This is what we're here to do. And when we sit here and do 2-for-1s, what are we doing when we throw Monty in the mix? Now the onus is not on Jamar Chase. All the pressure is not on Jamar Chase to deliver. Now Jamar Chase, instead of becoming I don't know about him, he becomes well, what if? What if? He becomes a big what if. Now it turns into not a what in the heck is he going to be? It's a what if. What if Jamar Chase rebounds? What if Jamar Chase doesn't have to be everything that I hoped he would be right away? What if Monty alone saves my day? And so now all of a sudden, and again, if you do this, you now can upgrade him instead of JSN, and you could try JSN in another piece, but it would be JJ. It would be, and the reason you'd want to do JJ instead of JSN and a player is because once you make it 2 for 2 again, you're taking away the wow factor of getting 2 players for 1. Now, if you do even a JSN who's a lesser player, and for a player here, now all of a sudden they're going, I'm going here, I'm going here. You don't want them doing that. You want them going, a 2 for 1. I think I'll take that. I kind of like the idea of this because he still could be. What if? Could be the same guy. Well, if he is, I'm a genius. And then this right here. And I'm sorry, that was JJ. And then this right here, though, even if it was downgraded to JSN, this right here is, I don't want to look like a fool because there's no what if here. This is just everything on him. That's how you get rid of Jamar Chase. Now, there are other ways to do this. And I'll tell you right now, and this has to do with our other bad boy on screen. And when I say bad boy, I mean it like it sounds. He's a bad man. And you don't want to cross his path. But he's also been a bad boy for your fantasy team because he hasn't been scoring or doing much of anything. So if we were to take Jamar Chase and trade him away, and we can't do the 2 for 1, or even if we can do a 2 for 1, or maybe we create a 2 for 2 here, you're trading one disappointing player, Jamar Chase, for someone else's disappointing player that you just happen to think will rebound and do better. I'm not saying he doesn't come with his risks. Henry does come with his risks, but I do believe that Henry is safer than Jamar Chase because even if Lamar misses a game, even if the Ravens are not what they should be right now football-wise, they're still an explosive team. And this guy's still delivering. He's just not getting the volume. If Lamar does miss a game or two, which as of this recording, we don't know. If he does miss a game or two, they're going to definitely run the ball. So I think they fix Henry. And then when Lamar comes back, they fixed it a little bit. There's risk involved. I told you not to draft this guy number 1. I said draft Bijan. I told you not to draft this man high because of the risk involved of drop off and a lot of other things. And look where he's at now. So me wanting you to go acquire him at seller dweller pricing, it's a different change in scenario in cost of entry and return on investment. Your ROI is completely different. So don't think I'm flip-flopping. Understand the logic in adjust and adapt. Understand the logic of not drafting a player like Henry at his ADP, but then when everybody goes, damn it, he wasn't worth his ADP, and they lower the price tag, you walk right in and say, oh, is this guy on sale? I didn't draft him for a reason, but now I'll take him off your hands. This is a smart trade. And even if I had to give up something else here just to get it done, let's say it was, some people are going to hate me for this, and they're going to say I'm crazy, you don't give, but Quentin Johnston, if you were to do something like this and you get another piece back, let's say it's Harvey, let's say it's my very, very, very believed in later on, doesn't have to be now, friend Ladd McConkey. I think Ladd McConkey eventually becomes the one in LAC. You can say what you want. I don't care. I don't care if Ladd goes out there and craps the bed for 2 more additional weeks. I'm still going to store him on my bench and wait for him because I can promise you, nearly promise. I can't promise, but I can nearly promise you. I could give you a nice prediction and projection that Ladd McConkey finds a way back home in your heart. Ladd McConkey finds a way back home. I don't know how long it takes. He could be gone for a while. This could be an exploration. He could go around the world, come back in week 10 and decide he wants to play ball again and play good football. But we do know that he's a great route runner. We do know he has good hands. We do know he's been dropping balls. We do know QJ usually drops balls and hasn't been lately. We do know that players like QJ can rise up year in and year out and then vanish in week 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and just you never see him again. I'm not saying he'll vanish, but this is a scenario where I've seen enough of this guy over the course of a season last year, and I was not high on drafting him high. This is another guy. I avoided all 3 of these guys, and well, 4. Let's keep it real, keep it a buck. I was avoiding QJ, and he's delivered, so I've been wrong there so far. But I avoided Chase at 1.1. I'm taking Bijan all day long. Took Gibbs over Chase. Henry, I wanted nothing to do with his ADP. Ladd, I wanted nothing to do with his ADP. And look how right I was on Ladd. But I do know that walking into the newfound values of Henry and Ladd are an exciting proposition. And I'm all about that. You couple them together, it's even crazier. So I'm not saying that the Ladd owner will be the same owner as the Henry owner, but you get my point that this is an intriguing way to try and get into something. But this player, Henry, I would never, even if I could go back in time, change how I felt or guided you guys in not drafting him. But now I'm here to tell you he's a great solution that holds a lot of risk, but less risk than this man who has no one throwing him the football. The offense is putrid. He's not happy. I'm not saying he doesn't bounce back and have a big game and then a bad game, then a big game, then a bad game, then a bad game, then a bad game, then a big game, then a mediocre game. He could certainly have 150 yards his next outing. But I'm going to tell you, this is the way to get out. You're not coming to me and saying, Smitty, make my day. Let's do something amazing. You're coming to me saying, fix my problem. This is a problem. This is my solution. Real quickly, other solutions, if you should be so lucky that somebody overvalues Jamar Chase, you could do the JSN straight up if they would do it. I don't think they will. You could potentially go after, obviously, a Hampton. Obviously, and these are not going to be as likely, obviously, a Judkins. You could get Judkins in some cases, not easily, but it's more doable than you think. You could potentially get a Breece Hall and a something. Maybe it's a Ladd McConkey. In that case, you could potentially get, what am I doing to my marker board? This looks like permanent marker. Oh, it's the thing fell off. I can't even use that as the, geez, I got to wipe that down now. My eraser came off, and then the tape, the glue that holds the padding on is getting all over the board. Where was I? Let's go with Hampton, Judkins, Hall, and something. If we go wide receiver shopping for Jamar Chase, then it becomes, like I said, more complicated because then somebody's balancing the odds. But a Dunze, you're not going to probably get this. You're probably going to have to pay way more, and I would. Egbuka, you're not going to probably get Egbuka. Of course, I would take Egbuka. I think Adams is probably one of the craftiest wide receivers you could one-for-one maybe get, because he hasn't been exactly blowing up, but he's sliding in under the radar and looking fantastic. So that's going to be where I'm at. Oh yeah. Also, probably most importantly, I almost forgot the most important players to go trade for. Rice, with the 2 more missed games, take this in a heartbeat. And I would add something here like the QJ piece or whatever to get the Rice deal done, because Rice is going to be a top 5 to 7 wide receiver per start once he's back. And then, of course, same thing here. I'm going and getting lamb chops if I can, and I give up something else to get that done as well, because once Lamb is back, and I have a sneaky suspicion, and if I'm wrong, package it as if I'm not making this guess. Make sure you're banking on this trade not helping you for 2 or 3 more weeks, because that is kind of the projection. So do not trade for him at my expectation. My expectation is that he surprises people and comes back a little sooner than people think. But I'm definitely interested. This is a great swap that would require that QJ, that maybe that Monty. You have to upgrade still. Just because he's missing time while he's playing, because he's not doing anything. So I'm making this trade, Chase for Lamb, and giving up something, and that's a way to get out of the Jamar Chase game. It's a way to get out of the Jamar Chase game. It's a way to get into the Derrick Henry game. And if you're trying to get out of Derrick Henry, the only thing I could advise you is to try and trade across position, because people are running back hungry and needy, and they might give you something they shouldn't, like JSN or something like that. Don't forget, your boy has a live Patreon, live chat group, 24/7, 365, $10 a month, cancel anytime. We're just in there. It's just like the YouTube live chat group, just in there talking constantly, 24/7. It's amazing. You'll love it. I'll see you all over there. Don't forget to play Underdog Week 5. If your season's in the crapper or your season's not in the crapper, either way, play $5, get 100 on Underdog using the link that's in the description of the video. The link is in the description of every video. And code Smitty also gets it done. Just enter code Smitty if you download the app manually. And my link to the Patreon's in the live chat. My link to my thefantasyfootballshow.com, my rankings, my bold predictions. All my links are in the description of all my videos. I'll see you on the next one. And don't forget, I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. Live additionally whenever big news breaks. And I'm live also almost every single night at midnight Eastern. See you later.